Shalom, everyone, and welcome back to this, our next video on Erev Shabbos, Parshas Nitzavim Vayelech. Nitzavim Vayelech is an interesting contradiction in terms. On one hand, the first Parsha is Nitzavim, which means you are standing, all of you today. The word Nitzavim means standing. And the next Parsha we read right after that is Vayelech, which means you're going, you're moving. So what are we doing? Are we standing still or are we moving? It seems to be a contradiction in terms. But indeed, that is Judaism. Judaism is, on one hand, we have to be firm and strong in our beliefs and stand firm and not move, not budge from them. On the other hand, we need to be moving and we need to be flexible within the bounds of halacha. In fact, the word halacha the word halacha, which means Jewish law, comes from the word mahalek, to go, to move, to travel. And indeed, Judaism has both of those qualities. On one hand, we are firm and strong in our beliefs, and at the same time, we are flexible and we are moving and we are growing as well, from mitzvah to mitzvah, from day to day. And indeed, we find that in the Holy Ark, in the times of the temple, the first temple and in the tabernacle, in the Mishkan in the desert, in the Ark of the Covenant, we found that there were two things inside of there. The holiest box in the world, in the holiest place in the world, the Holy of Holies, inside of there was found two things. One was the luchos, the Shnei Luchos Habris, the two tablets of the Ten Commandments, which were written on stone, two stone tablets. And at the same time, there was a Sefer Torah there that had been written by Moshe. It's mentioned in the Parsha this week. A Torah, which is mentioned in the Parsha this week. And so you find both of these qualities. You have the tablets written on hard stone, unmovable, rigid stone. And then you also have a Torah, which is written ink on parchment which is flexible and which moves as we move the scroll around and around. Thus it is that Judaism has all of these qualities. Both it has to be firm and unbending, and at the same time, it has to be flexible and not so rigid. And it's also interesting, isn't it, that there are three parts of life. There is animal, vegetable, and mineral. The animal is the parchment. The mineral is the rock, the stone. And the vegetable is the ink which comes from herbs. So each of these two things, the tablets and the Torah, encapsulate all of the three elements of existence: animal, vegetable, and mineral. And they're all put together in the into the ark. The lesson for us is certainly just before Rosh Hashanah that a Jew needs to be, on one hand, firm in his beliefs, to make sure that he doesn't budge from the 4 cubits of halacha, so to speak, that what God has commanded us to do, we follow it, and we, in many respects, don't ask any questions. That's the way it is. That's what we have to do. On the other hand, we need to be flexible, and we need to adapt the Torah to a certain degree to the environment in which we live, and learn from it in terms of where we are and what we are living. Certainly, a Jew living in San Diego, he or she observes the Torah certainly a little differently than a Jew, for example, in Israel or in New York or someplace like that. The situation is different. The environment is different. Here it's warmer. There it's colder. Here it's perhaps a little more flexible, and there it's more rigid. So we need to be flexible. We need to adapt to a certain degree to where we are and to the environment in which we live. And indeed, Judaism has all those qualities. For people who think that Judaism is firm and rigid, not moving, they're quite wrong. But at the same time, Judaism does not move with the times. Judaism does not shift with the times, as they say. But a Jew needs to be a Jew, just like they were in Europe, so they need to be a Jew outside of Europe as well. So we have both of those qualities. How do you know when to be rigid and when to be flexible? So the answer is, ask your neighborhood Orthodox rabbi, and they will tell you, and they'll be happy to guide you and to tell you and advise you in which times you should be rigid and times that you should not be rigid. And certainly that's what the rabbis are for. And certainly the Chabad rabbis, especially, are trained and qualified in understanding people and to adapt the Torah to the people and to the needs of the people and where the people are at and what level you're at. Certainly that is the most important thing as well. This coming Shabbos, as I said, is Parshas Nitzavim V'Yelech. It's the last Shabbos before Rosh Hashanah. Next week, the week after, is Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah is Shabbos and Sunday. We blow the shofar only on Sunday. We do not blow the shofar on Shabbos. And we're very excited that we're going to be having services outside. It's going to be very nature-oriented. And God willing, we'll have room for everyone. Whoever has made reservations, please come. The service will start at 8:30 in the morning, and we hope to finish by about 11, only about 2.5 hours or so. We're going to try to keep it fairly moving quickly, and we're also going to be having a late shofar service for other people who can't make it, women, children of all ages. That'll be at 12 o'clock on Sunday, as well as 6 o'clock on Sunday. So if you can't make it to the service or you don't want to come because of the crowds, please join us in the parking lot for the shofar. We'll have lots of space and you can spread yourselves out. Wear masks, of course, as you should wear masks inside the grounds of the service as well. So keep that in mind also. If you haven't made reservations yet, it's for members only. Please give us a call, contact us, and we'll be happy to arrange membership for you and registration for the services for you. Unfortunately, we're going to be very limited as far as space is concerned because of the virus. We do not have that much space, so it's a question of first come, first serve, but we hope to accommodate all those people who want to come. This coming Shabbos is supposed to be Shabbos Vorchim, the Shabbos of the blessing of the new month. We are told, the Alter Rebbe brings down that we do not make the blessing on Shabbos Vorchim, the Shabbos, but rather God himself blesses the new month. And with the blessings of God for the new month, he gives us blessings for we are given the power to bless for the entire year. Also, Saturday night is Slichos, the first night of Slichos. It'll start at 12:30 at night on Saturday night. It'll last approximately half an hour. We will be carrying it on Zoom also by special request. And if you want the link for Zoom, it's the same link as we've been doing the services in the morning. Most of you should have it. If you don't have it, let me know. I'd be happy to send it to you for Slichas on Saturday night. Then, starting Monday morning, Slichas will be every day at 6 o'clock in the morning, followed by Shachris at 6:30. And we'll do Slichas straight through until Tzom Gedalia, the day after Rosh Hashanah. And that'll be the last day of Slichas for us. So I want to wish you all a good Shabbos and a good, as they say in Yiddish, a good Geben Shniyah, a good blessed year, that this coming year should be a year free of sadness and sorrow and pain, and this terrible virus should be eliminated forever and ever. And we should only see goodness and happiness and come back to the way it was, and even better than that. Shabbat Shalom.